In this lecture we will going to discuss another filter function. So let's get started. Here in previous video we discussed filter has var, and this time we're going to discuss another function which is filter input. It is almost as same as the filter has var. It take the type, whether it is post, guest, session, cookie, and server, and the name of the variable. And apart from that, you have to define what filtration are you trying to apply on it. So as I told you in the previous video, the filter used for two things: sanitize the input or validate the input. So first we will look into the sanitize, then we will look into the validation. So let's say last name, I will gonna make it integer number, first name, number, and email. This time it is post request, so I will just gonna copy it and paste it here, and name would be number, and we will gonna do it echo, and here we will gonna add the type of filter that we want to apply here. Don't get confused with the type of the input. This is where you define the coming input type, but here you will gonna define what type of filter you want to apply it. Because we are using a number, so we will gonna apply the filter sanitize number int. So this is what we will gonna apply, and it will gonna render and filter our input as per the number. And those of you who are wondering that where are these filters types are, so you can go to any website. I will gonna say here in Google PHP Filters type, hit enter, and you can either go to php.net official website, or you can go to the W3 schools. Here you have to go to the references, where you will be able to see everything in more details. Filters, here you go, and if you scroll down you will gonna see all these filter flags, filter validations, filter sanitization, and we are using this one right here. So you can copy, and you can even open. If you are confused and you want to know more details, you can even open them here and see what are the possibilities and things like that. So we will not gonna look into that because we already know about that. So if this echo will gonna go through this input, so we will gonna just see. I have to uncomment this, refresh. So this is our number field, this is the first name and email. So I will gonna say ABC123. You see, ABC is gone, 123 is here, because it's sanitized your input filter with the given type of flag of validation. Now we're gonna check another sanitization flag, a type of filtration. I will just gonna copy this, paste it over here. I'm gonna add BR so it does not end up mixing up. Let's say we have another field, and this time we will gonna say it is a text and name is URL. So let's say if you are receiving email and number and first name, also you are asking your user to send the link of their profile or some Facebook profile or LinkedIn or something. So for that you have to validate sanitize the input. So here we have another sanitization. We can say URL, filter sanitize URL, and this time it will gonna eliminate all the extra and illegal letter and word from URL. Save it, come back here, refresh, and first name, I don't need that. And just not to get confused, let's add the placeholder. So this placeholder will gonna tell us the field, first name, number, email, URL. Save it, come back, refresh. Alright, so for the URL, let's have some letters which are not recognized. So if I submit here, you see these are the letters you can take from any unrecognized file, or a file that is something to do with the unregistered ASCII codes. So it will gonna be rendering and eliminating the illegal words from there. Now we're gonna look into the validation. For that we have to, instead of using sanitize flags, we have to use the validation flag. So like for the email, let's validate the email. Filter validate email, save it, come back here, refresh, And for email, let's say this and add this. Remove this. Oh, we forgot to. Instead of echo, we have to do vardom, because this time it is not returning the sanitized value, it is returning true or false. So we can catch it using vardom. It is returning false because this is the email, but if I add something that is not email like that, it will gonna return false. If it is correct email, it will gonna return the value, otherwise false. So we can look into the URL as well, but first let's say you are asking a user to add a number. You can simply say validate int. We have to wrap it around the var dump, save it, come back, no need to resend it, refresh the page. Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot to add the semicolon here. Now for the number, let's say I'm adding ABC123. It is returning false. Let's for a second just comment that it is returning false. Okay, now let's add 0. It is returning 0 because it is a number. If, let me give you an example here. For instance, if we are using this and we are going to say invalid number found, that would be more of making sense. Invalid number found, even though it is integer, it is saying invalid number found because, as you guys know, 0 considered as a false. So in this case, when our user enters 0, it is a number, but it is returning false in the if condition. So to handle these type of conditions, you have to use else is equals to, which is identical to false. If that's the case, you will be able to handle it properly. It is now returning 0. If I say q, invalid number found. Now some more advanced and proper examples, like for instance, if you want to allow only user to insert a number which is in between, which is in the range, you are asking for the rating of your website and number should be from 1 to 10. You don't want user to add 11, 12 or anything more than 10 or anything less than 1. So you can also do it by using the fourth parameter in this function, which is options. So what options do? It take the array, take an array, and in array you define a key as an option, and the option it also take an array, and here you define a key pair of range, min range. You define the value which should be 1, and then another key in that array, max range, and you define it 10. Let's remove this extra semicolon here, make some less spaces, and then copy this and place it here as well. Save it. Now if I come back here, refresh, 15, line number 15, we have an error. Oh, I'm sorry, because we forgot to close this array, that's why it was giving the error. Now refresh. Now let's see if the number is 0. Invalid number found. Even though it is a valid number, but it doesn't fall into our minimum and maximum range. Also, I will just gonna add a br so you do not get confused. Now let's say number is 1, else valid numbers. So you can see, yep, valid number found. If I say 10, valid number found, but if I say 12, invalid number found. So see the power of the filtration. You can add many options as per your scenarios and everything. And if you want more details, you can always go to W3 School and look for the examples. You can go to the php.net official website and look for the options that are available, flags available, and so on and so on. I will gonna end this video here. In next video, we're gonna discuss the array, filter array. Take care for now. Bye bye.